Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. It's time for some fun, guys. So the Pentagon, they releases, well, they released UFO video for the record. And again, what they're officially saying is, okay, something was there. We don't know what it is. Just basically, it's not us. We have no explanation for you. There was something there, and we just don't know.
They are finally admitting to absolutely nothing.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, when you get down to it, pretty much. But by the reaction of the pilots, for those of you that have not seen this footage, it tells you that the pilots were like freaking out. They were excited and they were like, obviously it wasn't something they had seen before. And so the video has been made public to clear up any misconceptions. Well, again, all they told us is there was something there. We don't know what it is. That's all they've really given us.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know, it's like an oxymoron kind of.
So, for those of you that haven't seen it, we're going to play the clips. And so, these have officially been released now.
There's a whole fleet of them. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. Roger. Well, if there's like a thing, it's rotating.
So, those are the official clips, guys. And again, they aren't telling us what they think it is. They're not even throwing any conjecture out there. You see, a Navy pilot who recorded it says he doesn't want to be associated with aliens. So, again, they just don't know what it is what they're saying. And over here, we see how RT, the truth is out there, but is this a distraction? Pentagon UFO disclosure timing arouses suspicion as net debates if hashtag aliens are real. In my opinion, it's like, yeah, of course. I mean, all you got to do is look at the world mythology, look at the evidence around the world, all the sightings, all the everything from, hieroglyphs to medieval paintings to the stories, the legends, the myths. I mean, of course. I can't see how you wouldn't think that they're real. And I wouldn't buy for a second that they're all demons. Again, to me, that's like just saying, everything that's alive on Earth, or everything is an ant.
Yeah.
Everything. There's just ants. There's nothing but ants on Earth. So, it's just archaic thinking. And it's not even archaic in the sense that in the past it was accepted. That there were beings that came here from elsewhere. Every culture talks about that. So, are these things like the ones that they were videotaping? To me, those look more like they very well might be drones of a sort. And when we were at our good friend Netsaya Soul Reviver, you guys know in the chat, I'm sure, as Soul Reviver, and there's another hashtag he goes by now. I forget. But we were there. I was making a video just filming the sky, and this thing comes down and swoops down like right in front of my face. And it looks like a metal sphere, like a metal drone of sorts. And I've caught these things time and time and time again in my videos. They're always around. It seems like they're always listening in to us or something. But very interesting. So, this thing just came swooping in out of nowhere and happened to catch it. I didn't catch it. Other people saw it, and then we slowed it down and played it frame by frame, and there it is. It just came rolling in, and you can see it right there too. So, I do fully believe that there are various alien and interdimensional beings, beings from, not necessarily from the earth. And by that way, I don't really think that Homo sapiens sapiens are necessarily indigenous to this planet either. If we look at a lot of the mythologies, we were brought here and put here by somebody else, which is really interesting as well. So here is that again. I have caught so many, and you guys have caught tons too. Here's this right there. I'm not sure what that is, but there's some sort of drone. And I do think there's tons of drones in the air that are not made by man.
There definitely is, and for us to think that logically we're the only ones here isn't very logical if you look at the vastness of everything. And, our eyes, we only see a tiny sliver of the light spectrum with the eyes that we do have, and that leaves a whole lot of stuff unseen.
Yeah, there's more things, what was that? There's more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophies, so without a doubt, there's so much stuff around us all the time. I do believe that really we are also, I think, there is the line of thinking that there's 22 genetic experiments going on. I do think our DNA is comprised of a multitude of different DNAs from different beings as well. And that's part of why I think we have this constant conflict going on, because there are different groups with different interests that are using humans as their proxies.
They are, and it's, our frequencies, sometimes our frequencies just don't match up, and it's like we're also sensitive. We can feel when our frequencies don't match up. It doesn't make one person good or bad. It just means that when you get together with somebody you don't mesh with, it's like nails on a chalkboard. So there's all kinds of different stuff out there, all over.
Yeah, all sorts of beings, and that would make a lot of sense. Think about it. We were talking about Yemen and how much suffering has been going on in Yemen, and it's in the middle of a proxy war, so what it is, it's, in effect, it's Iran, fighting Saudi Arabia, and that's causing all this misery, and in effect, you could even break that down and say it's ultimately the U.S. against, China and Russia, and it's a proxy war going on. So when we look at the history, especially when we look at the Sumerian history, the gods are always fighting amongst themselves. Always. They're always competing with each other. There's different factions. There's the Enlilites, there's the Enkyites, and, they're always at war with each other. And each people, each tribe, each nation belonged to a different god. So, Deuteronomy 32:8, basically it says that Israel is the Lord's. So again, it says basically, don't you remember, what your forefathers told you, how in the very beginning each nation was doled out, each nation to a heavenly being or a son of the gods. Every nation was under a different son of the gods. So that explains a lot. That's why we have all these proxy wars going on, battles, and just the basic differences. We don't see Vimanas in the sky quite as often as perhaps we did in ancient times, actually battling each other, shooting out lasers, rockets, or what have you, and trying to shoot each other down. But perhaps that's in the future.
Maybe it is, or maybe the sky ships that we see now that they're making, maybe those are the Vimanas now that are different from the ones in the past. I don't know.
Exactly, and then we're all set up to expect Project Bluebeam so that when something is actually real and happening, we won't believe it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want us to do. Convolute the water.
See how mixed up it is? It's like, we've been trained because of certain leaks to think along a certain way, and we'll think, aha, well, we know they're going to do a fake alien invasion, Yeah, but also then we're going to question everything we see in the sky and think, well, maybe that's Project Bluebeam, so maybe that's not real. Maybe it's just a holograph. It could be, and it could be. So it's one of those things where you have to use your discernment and feel what it is. Like, it's, for me, it seems pretty easy, and I know it is for Cindy, to feel if something's mechanical or if something's alive.
It is. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but there's like this, it's like I see lines, straight lines and curves, like something's put together with pipes and stuff. It's a feeling that I get. And then it's a feeling I get when something's biological. I feel spirals and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's just a difference. You could just tell the vibe, the energy off of it. And you could see the energy off of it a lot of times too. So if it's like a man-made drone, it's not going to really be having these energetic fields around it. Whereas some of the ships we see have very curious energy patterns all around it. And then some of the ships are like living ships, which is super cool, and they have a totally different vibe to them.
Well, some of them actually have an aura.
Yeah, exactly. They have an aura. That's well said there. And this was when we were up in Shasta, and you wouldn't even notice this one that's right down here. And I didn't notice it at first. Somebody else pointed it out again. Our Miss Stephanie up in Washington has eagle eyes, and she sees a lot of these things. But this thing right here went flying by, just straight on, buzzed through. And again, that feels more like some sort of drone again. Shasta is a magical place, and we are most definitely looking forward to getting back up there when we're able to.
Yes, definitely.
So, curious times, my friends. I want to thank you guys so much for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. As always, God bless and namaste, guys.
God bless and namaste.